Today we have something a little different. We have a pistol type of light here from Olight. This is the PLX from Olight, and this is a dual beam light. So what we're going to do is we're going to check it out today. I'm going to kind of talk about it, show you some features, and why this thing is actually pretty cool. So first things first, weapons clear. So Olight reached out probably about a month ago and asked if I wanted to take a look at the PLX. I said absolutely. Little interested in what the difference is between these dual lights. And then today what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of talk to you guys about it, some of the things that I found, and it's pretty cool. So this is a rechargeable USB type of light. So if you go here at the bottom, there's a little door right there, and you can plug in a USB-C cord and charge up your light. And the thing with rechargeable lights, a lot of people are starting to switch to rechargeable lights versus batteries. And one particular reason, especially overseas, for example, in Ukraine, it is very difficult to get batteries or supplies to the front lines. So what they are doing is they're going kind of with these USB chargeable ones, hooking this up during the day, leaving the panel, some sort of solar panel out, and charging their weapon lights throughout the day to be able to use at night. So never really thought about that, and that is actually a very sustainable way to keep a light charge. So, but I've been using this guy around the house, and this is my personal defense firearm that sits by my nightstand in case there's a bump in the night and I have to get up and check out to see if either my cat's knocking stuff down, or should I say my wife's cat, or if it's somebody actually breaking in the house and I need to, take it to the next level. So what this is here, this is a dual beam kind of setup, and there's 3 lenses up here in the front. One of those lenses is going to be your floodlight lens, and then if I flip this switch up, it'll change to a spotlight. So, and I can do that pretty simple by just moving my thumb on the side there and changing it up. So pretty cool. Additionally, if you double click the button to turn on the light, it will dim or it will brighten. And then if you press it 3 times, you got your strobe. So very cool. A lot of features packed into this little guy. And let's go ahead and take it off real quick, and I'm going to show you some of the other components that you're able to do with this thing. So in the kit as well, they do include a couple of tools. So obviously you have your manuals, kind of goes over all the features of everything, but where is it on the back side here? So you got a couple of things that they ship out with this light. One of them is an additional screw, and then you have your GL rail adapter. So this is for some of your Glock models to be able to fit this light onto there. I didn't have an issue. I just used whatever came with it and slapped it on there. It was just fine. And then also they have the tool here. So you got a little, for the screw, a little Allen key and a flathead screwdriver, Allen key on both sides. So, but let me get this thing off real quick. All right, so here you go. So right now I have the regular 1913 little adapter in here, and like I said, it fits most of my Glocks just fine. For the GL, there might be some other ones that you need to utilize that for, but for me, I don't need to utilize that. So the cool feature is here, so depending on how far you want this thing to sit back, I like mine all the way back as far as it can go. So that way I am able to turn on the light pretty simple, and I don't have to overextend or overreach my thumb. So this rail adapter inside here, or this little piece inside here, I'm able to move that back and forth. And what this allows you to do is place where you kind of want your switches, or you want the light on the pistol. The cool thing about that little piece, I can kind of place and set that in wherever I like my pistol or my light at. So if I want it all the way up front, which I don't because I won't be able to get that finger in there, but if you're a guy that has, or a gal that has longer fingers and you want it more forward, you have the option to do that. For me, I got really small hands, short fingers, whatever. I like mine pretty much all the way back to the trigger guard here. So this right here works perfect, and then when I need to engage it, I can have my thumb right there as I need it, or if I need to mess with the floodlight or the spotlight. Super cool feature. And then, like I said, you can change out this adapter 1930 to this GL rail adapter. Very cool lights, very bright once you initiate the actual bright setting by double tapping it in whatever mode it is in. So for example, if I'm in the house and I'm going into an area where I don't want a lot of light, I can literally turn it down, and then when I come into a bigger room and I want to be able to spotlight the room a little or flood the room a little bit with more light, instead of just pinpointing towards one location, I have the option to do that. So actually looking to potentially pick more of these up for some of my other pistols. But for home defense, this thing is very awesome. A lot of features on here to allow you to do different things or be able to use that light in different scenarios. This would be perfect. For example, you know, down the road, I'm going to end up buying a bigger piece of property where I currently live. And I'm going to have a little bit of land where I might need a bigger spotlight to be able to see everything around me outside. If I'm checking for certain things, i.e. bears, or if there's somebody walking on my property. And then when I need to just use that spotlight, I can use that spotlight. What I also like about this, as I'm putting this back on here, the actual screw to the light, as you get close to tightening it up, it's got a nice positive clicking retention when you tighten it down to your rail. But it gives you a very positive retention, and it gives you a better feel. A little bit more of an indicator on, okay, it's perfect right where I want it. But super cool light. I think it looks really, really nice design. For me, a lot of the times I want good aesthetics and I want good looks as well as functionality. And I think Olight here knocked it out of the park with this PL X light. And it just looks cool. There are several holsters on the market currently that support this type of light, and I'm sure this is a newer light, and I'm sure a lot of the other holster companies are gonna, you know, catch suit and kind of start coming out with more holsters. But again, this is my nightstand setup in case something happens and I'm, you know, grabbing my piece here and I'm clearing the house, or I'm clearing, you know, around the property to make sure that there's no one that shouldn't be on my piece of land. So everything is very easy to manipulate right by your hands. I love that there's so many functions in this tiny little package, and I think Olight knocked it out of the park with this PL X. So if you are interested in picking one of these up, I will leave a link down below in the description. It is an Amazon link, and there's a coupon code right below that as well that I'll leave. But if you're interested, go pick yourself up one of these lights. They, you know, come in at right around $119. And then obviously you got that discount code. But check them out. Super fair price in my opinion. I'm probably going to pick up a couple more of these to potentially add to some of my other setups, like my shower gun. Just kidding, I don't have a shower gun. But that is all I have. Thank you guys for stopping by, checking out the PL X from Olight. Stay safe out there, shoot straight, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.